Hello and welcome to Thursday Night Therapy, where five friends separated by time and space are brought together by the magic of D&D for some desperately needed therapeutic escapism. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us again this week. We don't really have much to announce, so I'm just going to say, as always, don't forget to hit that like button. And as always, you can actually watch our games live over on Twitch. And we'd be very grateful if you would head over there and just join our channel. And if you like, you can always come and watch us play Sea of Thieves, which we're doing at least once or twice a week at the moment, because it is a lot of fun. And as I said, we'd be very grateful as we're trying to make affiliate, and we need a few more followers to hit that number. So, yes,
yeah.
But I think that was all. So let's get on with it.
Last time on Thursday Night Therapy, after their failed attempt to board us, the feral pirates turned tail and ran like cowards. We weren't having it. Whilst Miss Blackheart was raising our dead adversaries to fight under our banner as zombies, Captain Skullcrusher gave the command to pursue. He ordered Albert to the wheel and got stuck in, using his immense strength to handle lots of thick lengths of rope. He made short work of positioning the sails. For my part, I struck up a shanty using my angelic voice to quickly get the crew involved and bolstering their motivation to run down our prey. Miss Blackheart beseeched her god Merkel, gaining his favour and ensuring the Bloodwake's pursuit trajectory was true. As we got closer, I landed volley after volley of arrows upon the enemy with the help of Miss Blackheart's skeletons, ensuring that the other crew were well and truly boned. Once close enough, our crew boarded the fleeing vessel, slaying everyone on deck. You could say we had them jolly rogered. First, Fist chased a pirate below decks, where he was caught off guard by an unexpected sight. A hold full of young children who had been manning the ship's oars. Cowering and unsure of Fist's intentions, a tense standoff ensued. And that is where we rejoin our anti-heroes.
So, last week, last thing that happened, Des dropped down into the hold area below, which it turns out contained a number of, not pirates, but children of diverse ages. I believe you still had your Eye of the Storm up.
Indeed.
So you're kind of stood in the corner, the prow of the main hold section. I believe the pirate who had 2 arrows in his torso was laying a couple meters away from you now as he was attempting to flee. Behind him were 2 teenagers, probably about 17, 18 perhaps, one of them clutching a cutlass, and behind them were more children, teenagers, and as you look now, almost disappearing into the darkness. It's hard to get an idea of how many there actually are. They seem to get younger, and the younger they are, the more they seem to hide behind a cot or a barrel. You can see now there's almost like bunk beds down each side of the main hold, which kind of double up as seating for when they are manning the oars. You notice now they are all male. Their hair has been crudely cut short, and they are all rather dirty and rather scruffy. And there you stand. The electricity still crackling around you. How long does that last, actually?
A minute, I think.
Yeah, so it's going to be running out fairly soon anyway. As I said, these two older teenage boys are stood in front of you now, hesitant. They don't seem to outright attack you, but there is this tense kind of standoff, as you can sense that they are unsure of what to do.
Right. Nobody be an hero, alright? Don't come too close, because it will not end well for you, I can assure you that. You speak common?
You see them glance back and forwards from each other and glance down again at the grown man at their feet, but he is currently distracted with the 2 pieces of wood protruding from his chest and coughing up blood onto the wooden floor. One of them, the one holding the cutlass, turns back to you and does say nothing, but he does nod towards you.
Right, well that's a good start anyway. Right. I don't know what this situation is. I don't know what you lot are doing down here. But I've got no interest in hurting any of you unless you try and hurt me first. Is that clear?
You see him kind of almost squinting slightly. You can tell that he is concentrating on your words, and after a brief pause, he does nod.
Right, good. Now, you, mate, I'm going to point to the pincushion on the floor. Do you yield, or do I just make a quick end of it?
He does manage to stop coughing enough for a moment to. He does like almost defensively raise up his hand before he groans in pain again. He is ashen white and he is bleeding profusely.
No, I mean that's pretty cut and dry. Right, I've got nothing on me to heal anything like this. I'm gonna.
You would hear some footsteps on the rungs behind you as I'm coming down the ladder.
Yeah, before you get down here, I'm gonna switch off my my electric because otherwise you're gonna get zapped as soon as you come anywhere near me. Yes, I can turn that off. Cool. Right. Right. So yeah, I'll lower my electrical field, and I'll step to one side as you come down the ladder. Right, Torrin, we appear to have a bit of a situation here.
Well, shit.
My thoughts exactly.
You just see my eyes sort of darting to each face that I can see. Can I see like a rough number, or like it's more than this?
It's kind of hard to say. As I said, like there's a few lanterns down here, but it's relatively dark, and like you can see them like going off as you look down the ship. And I think the more you notice as like the smaller younger ones are kind of hiding away. But this could be like easily be 20 children.
Okay. You said there's lanterns down here.
There are a couple of closed lanterns. Yeah.
I'm gonna point at each of the lanterns and cast control flames and just make each one of them brighter.
Okay.
So that we can see what's going on down here.
A number of them do kind of cower away as they just don't understand what's going on. It's almost like what's the word? I'm going to say recognition in the eyes of one of the teenage boys in front of you. And
recognition at me or recognition at magic?
It's definitely aimed at you. And the other one kind of almost leans in, and you hear him almost like grunting at him, and then the first one does speak up, and he just asks, "Where, Captain?"
Ah, yeah. About that.
Your captain or ours?
You see him almost having to like calculate his answer, and you see him like pat his chest. Our captain.
Yours is dead.
There's some more glances back and forth. Again, there's kind of strange grunting between them. And then you hear like whispers and murmurs, like trickling back through the ship in like a wave.
Yeah. Now, Torrin, I don't know if you've got any gas left in your tank here for a bit of healing, but that one on the floor is probably going to die very soon. And whilst that's not normally something that I'd be concerned with, it might help us keep these lot in line if we've got someone that they know around still.
Fair enough.
Obviously, I'm not telling you what to do. I am merely making a suggestion.
Suggestion is appreciated. I'll look at the guy on the floor. If I take a step towards him, does he react?
I think he would, if anything, start to scramble away.
No.
He's-
Stay right there. I'm going to help you if you will let me. And if he seems to have stopped and listened to that, I'll take another step forward and slowly place my hand out in front of me.
Give me a... Oh, I think I want to check to see how...
Persuasion?
Yeah, give me a persuasion check just to
I'm
see
being
how
truthful, so-
receptive. Yeah, that's why I was just...
It's a 7.
Oh no.
Yeah, you see him, he's just almost... He's not combative, but you just see he's almost just scrambling away. He doesn't seem eager to let you near him.
I'm just going to do it anyway. I'm just going to take 2 big steps towards him, put my hand on his leg, and I'm just going to put a single cure wounds into him. And just say, stay still. I'm trying to help. He gets 9 healing. My full healing on a fucking guy that tried to shoot me.
So as you dart forward to do this, the 2 teenage boys do instinctively like step in to defend him, but as soon as they see the touch and the magic, and then as soon as you release your spell, you see him finally. He's able to breathe in for the first time, and the arrows actually fall out, and you you see him coughing, but
Just so it's clear, as she stepped forward, I would have stepped in behind her, so I am quite close behind her when she's doing this.
yeah.
Once the spell is cast, and I've seen these 2 have stepped forward, I will raise both hands and say, I'm trying to help. I do not want to hurt any of you unless you try and hurt us first. And both hands are raised in a listen to what I'm saying kind of motion.
He looks at you again and asks you almost like he's searching for assurance. He just says, "Captain, dead."
Aye.
Yeah.
You see him turn and grunt again to his teenage friend, and now that it's been absolutely confirmed, it is obviously now spoken to the rest, and you hear some cries, almost some... I'm not going to say wails, but you sense the news isn't welcome amongst, especially some of the younger children.
Dear.
And he says now, and Gripe is dead.
If that was his name.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, this lad here is the only one that's left of your crew.
You seem again. I was trying to calculate what you said. They're all dead.
All dead. Yes.
With this now, like you hear more chattering and then some gasps coming from these children behind you. And you now see him look down at the floor. Any sense of aggression seems to have left him. And he just looks more confused than anything else.
The guy that I healed.
Yeah.
Is he speaking in these grunts, or is it just the teenagers?
It's the teenagers so far. The guy that you healed, he's kind of caught his breath, and he's kind of now that he's not like literally at the brink of death, dying in pain. He's still obviously hurt. He's still obviously injured, but he's now just kind of laid there, looking up at you. I think he's just trying to get a sense of the situation again now that he's regained a little bit of clarity.
I'm gonna kneel with fist behind me. I'm gonna look at him and say, "What's your name, sailor?"
He looks confused more than anything. And then you hear the teenage boy says to you, he's Bazoo.
Does Bazoo not speak? Look at the one who's answering me, I guess, and say that.
He shakes his head.
And what is your name?
He like almost pats his chest. Azu.
Bazoo and Azu.
Bazoo and Azu.
Do you
Right.
speak for these people, Azu?
You seem kind of shrug. Shakes his head a little bit, but more of like he almost like he doesn't know how to answer that question. Not that he's refuting the statement.
Okay. Do they trust you, Azu?
He looks back at them and then back to you, and he kind of like nods to this. Yeah.
Gonna look at Fist with a "what the fuck have we got ourselves into" kind of look.
Yeah, I'll get that. Yeah. Right. Azu. It looks like you've been promoted, son. You're now head nanny of these lots. You are to be in charge of these this rabble that you've got here until we decide what to do with you. Just so you are absolutely 100% crystal clear, if you do anything stupid, we will kill you. We're just going to wait to see if that has sunk in. Or if that even registers.
He does nod.
Good.
But at that moment, the injured pirate, he does suddenly make a movement. He grabs the cutlass out of the hand of the teenager, and with a grunt, he does make an attack at you, Des. Misses wildly, stumbles.
All right. Can I disarm him? Would that just be like an unarmed attack kind of thing?
Hang on, we've not done that before, have we?
No.
Quick, make up a rule.
Yes.
Well, basically what you could do is you can attack but declare it's non-lethal.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going for. But I want to see if I can, like, specifically, whether it'll be like a DC or something to actually disarm him, or whether it's just going to be like punch him in the face till he drops his weapon.
Would that not be like a strength
actually-
save?
I'd actually like a grapple check for this.
All right.
I mean, it depends. Did you think more of like grab, like, are you trying to grab and twist his arm, or was it literally like you're trying to kick it out of his hand?
What would Des do?
In the Battlemaster subclass, there is a superiority move or maneuver that allows you to disarm.
Yeah.
Do you want me to try and find a rule for that, or?
I
You reckon, Sean?
just have it here. So it's, do you know what? Well, firstly, describe how you envisioned you actually doing this.
Okay, so he would. I mean, I imagine he's probably so slow that he's telegraphed his move like well ahead of time, which is why he didn't hit. So he gets his sword and he lunges for me, and I'll literally just step to one side. And as the sword goes past, his hand becomes level with me. I'll literally just grab his wrist and twist and try and get him to drop the sword.
Okay, in that case, yeah, I'd like a as if it was a grapple, so it could be an athletics. We'll do a opposed athletics.
That would be a 15 from me.
Oh man.
Oh God!
Wow.
So yeah, he stumbled forward.
Lost a finger.
This aggressive attack, his will more able than his body at the moment. And although he misses, you can see the ferocity and this kind of sense of determination in his eyes and in his grip, evidently. And you are unable to completely disarm him. And he kind of pivots around you now as you...
Can I make a reactionary, not a reaction because we're not in combat, but
Yeah,
a
this is kind of a
reactionary
really
move?
weird kind of thing now. We are kind of having to take turns. But yeah, sure, you can do something.
Okay. If I've seen this lunge and Des has tried to take the blade away from him and he's missed,
Yeah.
or he's had it wrenched out of his grip, if I can get one hand effectively to his coat and his shoulder and have the other hand raised and have lightning crackling from my fingers, I want to grab him and just crackle that lightning in front of him and just say, "Don't be stupid."
Okay.
Effectively, I'm holding an action of a shocking grasp. So I've got that lightning crackling in my fingers.
Give me a persuasion check, but I'm gonna have to ask for it at disadvantage, please. Because...
I was aiming for intimidation. If you'd allow me to do that.
Yeah, intimidation, but I'm gonna have to... Because... I was gonna say intimidation because he doesn't understand you. But the visual action of lightning is also fairly easy to understand, isn't it? So maybe that would even it out. You know what? Give me a straight roll.
A straight intimidation?
Yep.
Okay. It's a 19.
Okay. As the lightning kind of illuminates the chamber slightly, you do see him instinctively step back now. The look in his eye, this recognition. And he does step back. He's kind of leaning against the wall now. His hand kind of comes back to his chest, which is still injured. And he's just kind of panting, leaning slightly against the wall, the cutlass in his hand, but his eyes wide. But does not make another move to attack. And in fact now, the teenage boy actually steps in and leans close to him. And again, this weird kind of... now that you hear it a little clearer, it's almost less of a grunt. It's almost like it's a very strange sound, which is quite uncommon for a human mouth. And that seems to... In fact, I'm going to do a roll. Okay, it does seem to subdue him slightly. but he seems very unsure of what he wants to do, but he doesn't make a move to attack again.
Okay. So I've got effectively my left hand on his lapel, grabbing him by the cuff, and my right hand is crackling. I'm gonna look at his friend and say, "Tell him to stand down. I don't want to hurt him, but I will if he attacks."
There's some more. I'm going to call it communication, but it's very strange. The more you see these people communicate, you can see that it's also a lot of gesturing. There's a lot of hand movements. And now you see this teenage boy gesturing again and again, and he's pointing at the electricity coming from your hands.
I'm gonna gesture as well, saying I'm gonna point at the electric and point at him and do a thumb across the neck motion as trying to the universal sign of you will get messed up if you try that.
You do get the sense that he has. Well, I'm going to say at the point where you see the teenage boy actually take the cutlass slowly, he is allowed to take the cutlass back out of his hand and takes a step back, bring the sword away from him, stepping back into the middle of the room. And as he does that, now with the crackling of the electricity, you see all these little heads and eyes poking out. The ones that were maybe hiding before are now all leaning out, eyes wide, with the glints of the electricity reflecting in their eyes.
If he's letting go of the cutlass, I will release him with my left hand, and I will let the electricity fade in a sort of, okay, you're doing what I've asked, I'll put the weapon away kind of movement. Which one of these guys is recognizing me? The one that's talking, or the one that tried to attack, or a different one?
It was the original, the one that was actually talking, where you kind of saw this look of almost recognition.
Okay. Can I look at him and ask, do you know me?
He just says, "Mother," and he kind of bows his head and lifts up his hand almost in like a...
Oh no.
Like a strange gesture, almost a palm up. Yeah, and then behind you see the other teenager do the same. And then as you look back through the ship, you see all of these children now kind of bowing their head and lifting their hand palms up.
I'm gonna look at fucking Fist with and I'm mouthing at him very obviously. What the fuck?
Oh, you're the mama now.
You're the mama now.
No, hold on a minute. I'm going to drop into Undercommon. Now,
That's
just
right, you do speak Undercommon. Yes. Oh, that helps. That helps a lot.
I'm going to drop into Undercommon. I'm saying, right, I mean, obviously you're not their mother. That's clear.
Quite fucking clearly.
Yeah, but what if you look like some sort of deity that they worship or something? I mean, you're dressed all in black with skulls on you. They might think you're the bloody Raven Queen or something.
Okay. That's a terrifying thought, but sure. Mother? What the fuck could mother mean?
Oh, I'm not there.
And I'm looking at him and I'm
there.
looking through at all of these faces and these hands that are outstretched to me. And look at this guy that's talked to me. What do you mean, mother? Back in common.
Like you, Captain was mother, but Captain captain is dead. So you are mother now.
That makes
And he
more
does
sense.
this gesture again and raises his hand almost towards you, almost like he's waiting to be given something. And the injured guy, you can now see this angry look on his face, and he actually stands forward, and you see him like grunting, "No, no, 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 mother."
Yeah. Torrin, I think you just inherited a family, love.
Is that an undercommon or common?
That's undercommon.
And you now see the grown man, still clutching his injured stomach, start kind of like arguing with this teenager that has been speaking to you before. And again, you have no idea what they're saying. It just sounds like these gurgly grunts. And there's a lot of hand gestures. There's a lot of pointing back to Torrin.
So Bazu speaks. Bazu, sit down.
He has to be gestured by Azu.
Wow.
We're going to call him Azzy just to avoid confusion.
Yeah.
Okay. But the teenage boy's called Azzy.
It's Baloo and Azzy.
As he looks to you, says he, and then you see him like tapping his head. He forget.
Oh.
Right. Torrin.
Jesus.
Torrin.
Yeah.
Torrin.
Any conversation between us is in undercommon, by
Yes. Yeah. I think this situation is a tiny bit outside of our area of expertise, is what I was going to say.
the way. Yeah,
I
they're
rec-
living and I deal with the dead.
I tend to deal with making people one and then the other. I reckon Sandara might be a better choice for this, don't you?
You may be right.
Are you? Okay, I'm not there.
No.
Mate, this is a problem.
This is a big problem.
To be honest, actually, the last thing I saw is you and Torrin go down there.
Yeah,
and not
I
come
was just
back.
going to say, like, this whole time, Lani and Dev would have been on deck, so...
I was about to say, can we jump up to there for a moment? Just to do a few things.
Sorry, I just had to take my t-shirt off. I missed the last 5 seconds.
I said, would we be able to jump up to the deck a moment, and then we can resolve this?
Yeah, jump to you two. What's happening
Yeah.
while we're having conversations
okay,
with
yeah.
like children?
So
Well-
once the kind of battle has diminished and those two have headed down the front of the ship, Lani would have been up, kind of ordering around people on the deck to start looking for anything of value up on the deck, start clearing the bodies kind of out of the way. And then he would have gone down into the blood wake to actually see Balak and see how the ship is on our
Okay.
end.
So I would have said a lot of your crew are already not there.
Yeah.
I think Devvie actually ordered at least half of them to get below deck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And as you go down, you can already hear the problem before you get there. There is water incoming. There is water at least up to your ankles.
Mm-hmm.
There is spurts and geysers of water coming in from the starboard side of the ship. The bolts that hit the ship don't seem to have been the main cause of this, but as you rammed the ship, these large wooden spikes at the side of the ship have pierced the bloodwake in a number of places, and you can see the crew now frantically trying to patch up these holes, just to stuff them initially.
Mhm.
You can, of course, they're not going to be able to properly repair them right now, but they're just trying to wedge up any of the cracks and holes as best they can.
Yeah, so as I've headed down, I would shout out, Balak, how are we looking down here? What do you need?
It's not looking too good. We're taking water pretty fast.
What,
I think
what do you
okay,
need?
but I
What
just
can I help?
what can you do?
Whatever you need. You need holes filling, you need wood, you need whatever. I'm here to help.
I need a fucking miracle here.
I can do what I can. I'm all out of miracles.
Just need
Right,
one plank and nail it to the hole. That's we've seen that in CSE. It's fine.
Yeah. So if anything, he will just give you a mallet and some wood, and just say, "Come, stuff this bloody hole."
Oh, yeah, I will do that.
You can have a go, are you?
Yeah.
Okay, I would like a. Oh God. What skill do you use?
Probably
Well,
I know.
You got proficiency
I do have
with
proficiency with. Yeah, I have a proficiency with
sea
water vehicles
Yeah.
anyway.
All right, I'll accept that in this case. Yeah, okay. I mean, it would at least mean you had some experience with this sort of thing.
I'd say it'd either be a dexterity or a wisdom check plus the proficiency bonus.
Okay.
In my experience, but Mr. DM, what do you think?
Well, it depends. Are you trying to just like, is this more physical? Are you literally just trying to use your strength to aid the repair, or are you trying to use your knowledge and your
A little bit of both, if necessary.
I can't let you put strength and wisdom.
Well, I would do it more. Probably wisdom of both more than anything. I think the
And
strength
wisdom plus
is
proficiency.
too much. Okay, so that would be +5. So I'm just gonna. I don't have a macro set for this. I'll just roll it with the addition. That would be a 21.
Nice.
Okay.
That is
so.
fair.
You use your knowledge. You position the wood in the way that you know it will hold best, and I think just as much as the physical help that you're giving, the fact that the crew now see their captain like hands-on helping them also gives a boost, and you sense that they are like a little less stressed.
Mm-hmm.
And as you work with the others, you do sense that, I mean, there's water coming in, and they're having to start to bail, but it's going to be reduced enough so that the boat doesn't seem to be, it's not going to be sinking with it like imminently or anything. I mean, with your knowledge of ships, you know that you can actually take quite a bit of weight before it will sink. So as long as you have crew bailing water, you should be okay for the moment. But you do also know this will need proper repair at some point.
Yeah.
And this is just a temporary fix at the moment.
Unless, of course, we move on to a new ship before then. Just putting that out there.
Devvie, what are you doing during this?
So I'm actually walking up the length of the ship to where I saw those guys disappear. But on my way, I'm eyeing up the ballista that these guys had.
Yeah, we're taking them.
Yeah, I was going to say, do they look like they'd be removable?
Yeah, they're not attached to the deck or anything.
Excellent. Well, we'll be allowed
and they
to
look
them
like
then.
decent-sized ballista.
Sweet.
They look somewhat out of place here, but you can only assume that they've been pilfered from somewhere at some point.
They probably look like they're better suited to our ship anyway in terms of aesthetic.
And is that 2 catapults at the front?
No, ignore them.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That came with the map, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, if they were there, they would have been used against your ship. So
They're fishing rods. That's all they are.
So and then I will obviously make my way up, and I'll look down this down the where they went. I'll be like, all right, everything all right down there?
No.
Yep. Give us a minute. We'll be up there. Don't worry. Everything is A-okay.
It's not.
Well, no, I'm curious. I've got contradicting answers. What?
Look, we'll come up and we'll talk about it. It's fine.
All right. Well, just to let you know, Bloodwake's pretty fucked.
Oh. Well.
Right?
Right. Okay. No, hold on. Right. No. One problem at a time, please.
All
One
right.
problem at a time.
I'll get
Do
the
you
rest
want
of
to
the
deal
crew
with
on
that,
it.
or do you want to go up there and help with them?
I did. Right. First of all, right. Okay. Right. Okay. Fine. Right. Hold on. Right. Shush. Right. We have a hold full of kids here. Can they go anywhere now? Are they stuck here? Is there a door at the back there? Is there another trap door further down? We need to make sure this room is secure. We don't want to be having to chase these little fuckers all over the ship. All right. So let's have a quick little recce around the room and make sure that if they stay down here, then they are not going to be going anywhere else.
As he's talking about looking around, I'm going to open my coat and have Zima fly out and start looking.
Yeah, I don't know how good an idea that is. They might eat her.
She is flying above them. Don't worry. And she's quick. So I'd like Zima to be flying around looking for if there's any other doors, and I'd also like to do that myself. See if there's any other way for these people to get out of here.
Are you walking through?
Sure. You know what? Yeah.
That's right. Go amongst your people.
I'm gonna fucking hurt you in a minute.
So yeah, as you pass down through,
All in Undercommon.
you do. All these little faces and these little hands do turn towards you. They're again their palms raised up towards you. Mother.
This is fucking creepy.
And Des, you can see that, like, basically every eye in the room is currently transfixed on her.
My fucking old.
Oh man.
Torrin, at the back of the room, you see there is seems to be a drum, and there is a small, like another small trapdoor. It's almost like a door, but it's only like half height.
Going further back, or going down, or up, or...
You'd have to open it to see, but if you did open it, you'd see another ladder leading upwards.
Another ladder leading upwards. Okay.
Yeah. And
I'm
again,
gonna
it seems to lead back up to the deck.
I'm going to shout back over to Des. Another door. Seems like it's going up.
Right. Okay. So does this look like basically it's just going to go back up onto deck? Did you say?
Yeah, I mean, I think Torrin would surmise that this just leads back up to the deck.
Right. Is that it?
Looks like it.
Right. So, you go back up, find the hatch that you've got there, stick like a barrel on top of it or something, and then we'll at least know that they're all contained in one place.
Yeah, one way in, one way out.
Yeah.
On it! And I'm going to go up the ladder.
You do reappear here.
There. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
With all me zombies. Oh, hello,
They would
boys.
have got a shock if they'd come up that ladder.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, they fucking would. Open the trapdoor. Oh, gentlemen.
Especially if said zombie is one that they know.
Yeah.
Oh god!
Well,
Yeah.
they're all of the zombies are people they know.
Yeah.
Stay with the borders.
Yeah.
Yeah, the skeletons are from way back, but the zombies
course,
were
yeah,
just
yeah.
created.
Ooh, that could have been an awkward conversation.
Yep.
It's not going to be a conversation. The zombies would have seen them as hostile.
Oh, to be fair, they were freshly dead, so they're not like all putrid and weird at the moment.
No, they're not putrid, but they're
Clearly dead.
Oh yeah.
The fucking slashes and burn marks, and they are very clearly dead with like broken jaws and cuts across their faces, and
Yeah.
like one arm is like maybe half hanging off, and
Most of them probably got no faces left because Lanny took quite a few of them out.
yeah, there's a fair few that have got broken jaws, broken like orbital sockets. A couple have got like half a head. Not pretty.
Nice. Right.
Okay, so I'm gonna get up and bolt it. If there's a bolt, an external bolt, I'll use that. If not, I will put a I wish I had fucking arcane lock. That would have made things really easy.
Stand a couple of zombies on top of it.
Inventory. What do I have? Yeah, honestly, that's actually a really good idea. I'm just gonna have two zombies stood on top of the hatch. With the instruction of don't let anybody out the hatch. Keep the hatch closed.
I'll do it.
And then I'm gonna shout, "Oi, Crimson!"
Oh, hello.
Yeah, problem. I'm gonna come up.
Because of course, what's going on?
Oh, it's always the same with us, isn't it? Look, there's maybe 20, 30 children and teenagers
Oh, fuck
in the
me.
depths of this ship.
Business?
Yep. Presumably. They don't speak much common.
Alright. Well, we ain't for killing kids. So...
Yeah, it's never been something I've thought about until this moment. But no, I'd rather not kill children.
Well, alright. Is there anyone of responsible
I
age
never
left?
think I would have to think that in my life, but I think I draw the line at killing children.
At least you got a line, Torrin. Some people don't.
It's fair. Right, so yeah, lots of children. They seem to have imprinted upon me as their new leader, shall we say? We killed their captain, and they were calling them Mother. And now I've gone down there, and they've all looked at me. And as soon as I've said that their captain is dead, they've all done some hand gesture and all looked at me and called me Mother. I know how fucking weird this sounds. Shut the fuck up. This is a problem.
No, this is deliciously glorious.
Oh, I wish I didn't have a conscience because I'd like to lightning bolt them all and just be done with the issue. But
Right.
I think I might have a conscience, and that is a revelation. Regardless, that's our situation. Your brother's down there. There's one sailor down there. He's very hurt, very submissive, because my skeletons made him a pincushion, and then I healed him as a sign of good faith. So,
well, it
somewhere
depends on...
between 20 and 30 kids and a sailor are in the hold of this ship.
Bloody hell, right, it depends on what we want to do now then, doesn't it? Right. Kids, fuck. Well, shit.
Yep, that's what I thought.
I mean, what? Here's how I look at it. When I was a kid, I learnt a trade very, very early on, and that's what kept me alive. So, what do we want to do here? Do we want to send them on their merry way to maybe fall at the hands of some ruthless bastard on the high seas, or do we want to try and do something good?
Well, if we leave them here, they're dead. So Ideally, we want to get them to land, and then personally, I don't care what happens to them after that, because I will have done my part.
Right. Well,
Sorry, just a sec. Des, are you just kind of... You're still down in the hold with the
I'm
kids
still there.
person?
I'm back straight, shoulders out, looking glaringly at people.
Okay. Just asking. Okay, please continue.
well, obviously, Captain's got a last say, and his decision is his decision. But I don't know. The Bloodwake's pretty fucked. This thing, this tub.
Hang on, the Bloodwake's fucked? How bad?
Oh, it was taken on water, I think. Lots of it. Like half the crew's down there trying to fix it.
Trying to fix it and it being salvageable, or a losing battle?
One would hope so. I haven't got the information. I mean,
Okay.
it's still floating now, but
Still floating now is good. If it stays floating, even better. If not, I guess we've got a new ship.
fuck. Well, this is the thing.
Are you on deck? You're
Yeah,
on
Yeah,
deck,
we're
aren't you?
we're up here.
We're here.
Yeah, you can see that Bloodwake is still afloat. It is next to the ship.
Yeah.
But you do see there are now two... what you can only assume is the end of a small bucket chain, and they are
Bailing.
bailing water.
Yeah.
So, I guess we've got an option in that we do have an emergency ship here that we have just taken if we need it. But it's a
And
bit...
I mean, damn, it's a nice ship.
Well, is it? Out of character, it's not a nice ship, is it? It's like fucked.
Well,
but
it appears to be... It was probably once a very nice ship, but it's probably relatively old.
Mhm.
It's definitely very worn. It's kind of hard to tell because it's got all of this shit stuck to it.
yeah,
It's just
And
Torrin's
you can-
aesthetic. She's in love.
You can see where things have been broken or damaged. They've kind of haphazardly been repaired.
it's all cobbled together, isn't it? It's just
yeah,
about
it's-
hanging
it's-
on.
It's still hanging together. I mean, it's serviceable. It sails. It's not sinking.
Yeah,
Um,
but it's not.
but-
It's not optimal or ideal.
No, whether this could be like salvaged or not, I think is beyond your
Yeah,
knowledge.
yeah. So is our
Torrin aesthetically is in love. So
aesthetically?
she's happy at this right now. She knows nothing about ships. All she knows that it looks good.
As I see
She
it,
likes the red.
as I see it, I think I've got a solution to this problem, but it will require us to make a fairly long journey, and hopefully the Bloodweight can limp back to Rickety's with this ship. Now, we then have an option. We could leave all of them there and say, "Here, Rickety, there's a bunch of apprentices. Give them some skills. Experiment on this bollock of a ship that we're giving you. Let them fix it up, and then, you can earn an honest living." I don't know. I mean, that's how I was brought up. You learn a skill, and you're pretty much set up for life. Granted, my skill was violence and manipulation, but these kids have got a chance at something better.
I mean, I didn't learn a skill. I'm doing okay.
We'll have to put it to Lanny and my brother.
I mean, we'd have to put it to Ricky. We can't just turn up with a ship and 20 kids and say, "Here you go, have a ridiculous amount of people to look after."
If he turns it down, Blood Cove's not that far away. We could just, park it up there and say, "Yeah, go have at it. Here's your new home."
I mean, there's much closer places than going all the way to Ricky's.
But we need repairs on the Bloodwake. That's what I'm thinking.
But we can get repairs in a city.
That's a very good point.
Is for squibbing.
Out of character, yes. I've just realised that now that we have a ship that is ours and not fucking stolen, we can just go to any port and get it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Back in
I mean,
character.
any small city or large town will have a shipwright of sorts, and yeah, just getting some repairs done is doable in a lot of places. Rickety's service is more for, as
When
I
you've
said,
stolen something. Yeah.
it's for when you've stolen something. I mean, but he can also completely refit a ship. It is. I mean, it's technically also possible. You do have a shipwright on board,
Yeah.
and it is possible to at least do some repairs yourself.
Well, yeah.
It just would require.
We can limp to the next port, can't we? On what we've got.
Well, I mean, to be honest, in an emergency, you just have to get to land
Yeah.
and
Cut down a tree and go from there, kind of thing.
Yeah. Can we have the map of the Shackles, please, Sean?
yes, you can. 1 second.
Thank you very much. So we
Good
are
one.
all the way down there.
Yeah, I've put you down here in the corner. You're
We're
basically
off in that
almost off
direction
the map.
somewhere.
Yeah. So somewhere around here.
Yeah. If we go straight towards land, we could end up somewhere over here, or we could get in somewhere over here,
Yeah.
rather than going all the way east.
Okay.
If we're looking for a refit on this new ship, then we'd need to go to Squibs. But if we're just looking to get these people onto dry land and then sell whatever we have to sell,
Yeah, I think so.
closest thing is sort of Steerwood or the Ushinawa Isles.
Yes. So I
But,
guess.
but what we choose to do then changes our heading.
Yeah. Right. Well, I reckon. Yeah. Back in character then. Right. Well, I reckon they get to the nearest port, and then these kids are their problem.
I mean, we can't do anything about it. We either leave them here to die or we take them somewhere. And I'd much rather just take them somewhere and get them off our ship and then say we've done a good deed.
Yeah, they got a fighting chance on land.
Yeah. I mean, hell, I survived. So there was only 2 of us.
Yeah. Yeah. Where is? Oh, Goat's Head's all the way over there. Yeah. So if I went to one of the crew members in the bucket chain and with a map.
Sorry, what?
So what with the people bailing out the with the chain of buckets.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm guessing someone with some knowledge will be in there somewhere, like Tally or someone.
Well, you can find Tally if you want. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I'll do that. And I'll go up to him with the map and say, "Yeah, Tally. Do you know what's at Steerwood?"
To be honest, the map is large and it's in the captain's quarters. It would
Right.
probably make more sense to lead him there, or you could just ask him. So yeah, I'm going to have to check my.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
That's fine. I mean, this is.
Okay. He says, it's little more than a jungle, if anything. Why do you want to go to Steerwood?
Well, we're just trying to find the nearest port where we can get some repairs and drop off the little tow rags on that ship.
Well then,
It's
he
got-
points just slightly to the northwest and says the Ushinawa Isles would be much more suited to...
All right. Yeah. Sounds good. All right then. Well,
actual civilization.
yeah, we should head there. Only that ship's got it's got a hold for the kids.
Sorry, what?
Yeah. Seems like it's a bit of a weird situation. It might be a little. Well, I kind of don't want to think about it, but it seems a little bit inbred. I reckon the captain was their mum or something like that, and all the kids, well, they've just been crewing this thing and crewing the oars. Seems a bit unfair, so I thought, rather than leaving them out here to die, we should get them on land and just drop them off in a port, and they're their problem.
Oh, I see. Yes, I mean... Okay.
I don't know. It doesn't make me feel good inside to just leave them out here in the ocean without any crew to protect them. There's only one adult left.
No, I understand completely. I just am not sure if Ushinawa Isles is the best place to drop them, but then again, we are in the Shackles, and it's hard to find any place around here which would be a suitable place to drop off a boatload of...
I mean, unless you've got any more suggestions, we've got to get repairs, so...
No, as I said, it's we are in the land of pirates. I don't know of any orphanages in the Shackles. But certainly at the Ushinawa Isles, we can certainly find a place to repair our ship.
Yeah. All right, let's do that then. I'll put it to the captain. Thank you, Teddy. Carry on, my friend. Carry on.
Yes.
So I'll find Lanny as well, and
Lani, I'm going to say at this point, the situation is under control. You have blocked off, nailed off, wedged as much as the damage as is currently possible. Cool. And yes, you're never going to stop the water coming in. But it's at a pace now where it is controllable, and as long as you have a few people bailing water, it's going to be okay for the moment.
Cool.
So you can brush off your hands, and it looks like Devvie is there looking at you expectantly.
All right, Captain.
Yeah, I think we're just about, I wouldn't say quite say under control here, but as best it can be for now. But I think we need to make port and get this fixed properly.
Yeah, well, about that. See, we've got a little bit of a situation on the other ship. Holds full of kids.
Oh God. I was about to say I thought we took everybody out, but you can't surely just take out kids and whatnot, can you?
No. Well, we left one of the Torrin healed up one of the older sailors, so at least there's one adult. But that's my thoughts exactly. I thought if we get to the nearest port, then we can wash our hands of these kids. They can go on land. They've got a better chance in there than they have on the sea. We can also get repairs.
Yeah, I suppose there are a few options really, aren't there, that way?
Yeah.
At least once we're there, we can look at the best cause. Do we find homes for them? Do we just let them loose? I don't know. I mean,
We got time to. Yeah, we got time to think about it on the voyage, I suppose. But the other question, the other question is: do we want to keep the other ship? I mean, it's a bit. I mean, it sails. I wouldn't personally say that it was going to be sailing
or
for
maybe
much
like-
longer.
Like we say, if we're going to head in to get the bloodwake fixed anyway, maybe we try our best to sail the both of them there, and we kind of see how it fares. If it's just a heap of junk, we just get rid of it. We try and sell it on as much we can and keep the bloodwake. But if it's any good, then maybe we see.
Yeah, that sounds good. I mean, I've already spoken to Tally to see where the nearest port is, and he reckons the Ushinawa Isles.
Yeah. Okay. I can't say I know it well.
I don't know it at all, but yeah, he's never steered us wrong before.
Well, good. Okay.
Ultimately, the decision is yours, Captain. I mean, you are the captain.
Yeah. No, sounds like a plan. I think. Well, we better have a look at the other ship and get ourselves sorted out. I mean, at this point, DM, would the ships actually still be attached together by spikes, or has that been kind of rectified now?
That would have been kind of rectified.
Okay.
They would have penetrated the hull initially, but
Yeah. So if we maybe get cleared up, are we going to dump these bodies, get rid of them, or Torrin wants some use of them? I don't know. And see if there's anything else on that other boat of any value. Would we be of any good to us? I don't know.
Well, I think the ballista certainly.
Yeah, I did see them. They were quite effective against us as we were coming in, I think. But they'd be good to have. But if we're going to keep that shit, then they're all ready to go.
Yeah, exactly. So,
We'll see.
but apart from that, we haven't checked the ship for valuables yet, so we should do that. Although I don't hold out much hope of that, to be honest. I mean, look at it.
No, it's bit ramshackle, isn't it?
Yeah. All right, then. Should I take a contingent over and do a sweep?
Yeah, I think we're good down here. I'm just going to help bail a little bit more of this water. And as he does that, Lanny finds like a barrel, like a full-size barrel, and starts to bail water using a barrel.
And as I wander up through the decks, I'll just pick a few people that look like they might be a little bit surplus to requirements and take them over to the other ship to start a sweep.
I'll just say quickly now that if you sweep the ship, there is a separate hold level, but it is mostly empty considering the size of it. As you're wandering through, you find scraps and bits of crap and rubbish everywhere. It's not a well-kept ship in any stretch of the imagination. You do, though, in the hold find... You reckon you could scrounge together about a single point of plunder, and that would be made up of animal furs and long-lasting foodstuffs. I mean, what's the word? Stuff that...
Provisions.
long-life foodstuffs.
Okay, like jerky and stuff like that.
No, I was thinking more like...
biscuits and dried bread and
certain vegetables.
okay.
Like,
Barrels of lime.
yeah.
Yeah.
Potatoes.
Peas or fruit.
Potatoes.
Huh?
Potatoes.
I don't know. I honestly don't know how...
No, that's cool. Yeah,
Potatoes
I get it.
do not last.
We say potatoes don't last.
No, they do not. They sprout as soon as you fucking take them out of the drawer.
Well, there must be some things that last a while, otherwise...
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they didn't. Sailors and pirates used to make a specific type of biscuit that would last like a long time, which is why
Basically flour and water.
which is why you now have biscuit barrels, because they used to have barrels of biscuits. There you go. Who says D&D isn't educational?
Yeah.
The more you know.
The more you know.
So while Des is downstairs and Devvie is off with Lani, I will have. I will have been looking at the bodies that are on the deck, and because they were gone for more than a minute, I'm just going to raise some more zombies.
Didn't even alone for 1 minute.
Yeah, it's literally all it takes is a minute. So I am going to spend a 3rd level slot to animate 2 more zombies.
2 more?
2 more. So I'll have 6 zombies and 2 skeletons.
There you go. You have to change the colours.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
So with the last ship we took and this one, we now have 4 points of plunder.
Yes.
Cool. Excellent. So was there like a captain's quarters?
Yeah, there is a captain's quarters.
But there's like nothing really. Do you want me to do like an investigation to see if there's anything hidden
No,
away?
I mean, I'm not going to.
Okay.
There is very, very little of any actual value here.
What
it's
about
all very like anything you find that. Oh, for fuck's sake! I just shut down the.
Bye,
You killed-
blah.
You killed the bot.
Anything you find that could potentially be of value is so like old and worn
Yeah.
that yeah.
Okay.
To
What
a sound collector, it's not old and worn. It's vintage.
vintage? Yeah. Nothing because obviously the captain was a magic user. Nothing in terms of spell components or anything like that.
No, yeah, I don't know how knowledgeable you would be on that subject, but you don't find any magic books or components or anything like that.
Okay. I'm just because Devvie has spent a lot of time watching Sandara and Torrin and how they get their magic, how they use their magic, what they use to augment their magic and stuff. I think, and because Dev himself has some small tricks up his sleeve, he probably would have a little idea about components and stuff like that. So he'd know to look for that kind of thing. But where was the body of the captain? Did that go in the sea?
Body of the captain is up here.
What do you mean?
The witch.
Oh, she would still be on the deck of the Bloodwake.
Okay, right. So Torrin can rifle through that at her leisure.
I think she did that.
I already did because that was
That's
she
how
had
she
the
discovered
tattoo.
the tattoo.
Oh, of course she did. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Sorry, I've forgotten. In that case, then we've got a. Yeah. I guess we've got a heading. We need to, I guess, get people over to the other boat to give a hand in sailing it. You said some of the kids were like teenager age, right? So they'd in terms of, because in the golden age of piracy in the real world, you had kids as young as whatever, like doing the rigging and things like that, wouldn't you? Because life expectancy wasn't as good as it is now. There is no minimum employment age in that kind of time. So I'm guessing a fair few of them would still know how to sail a ship, kind of.
You can guess all you like.
Fair, right.
I also did tell Devvie that they don't speak a lot of common.
Right. Okay.
And you can also see Torrin chanting on the ship and raising more undead of their fallen previous crew.
Of course.
And if you listen really, really closely from the hold, you'll hear. And then I said, "Sure, let me hold your monkey."
Is Desi trying to tell jokes to people who don't talk the language?
Possibility.
Right.
The silence has gotten very awkward down here, all right?
In that case, I think. Yeah. What do we do next?
I'm gonna order my zombies and pulling the 6th one over to here as well. All 6 of my zombies are gonna be clearing. They're gonna be clearing like bodies and things and tidying up and general manual labor that doesn't take too much dexterity.
Or
What are
brain
you doing
power?
with these other dead bodies?
Piling them up for now. Just making a pile over here.
Oh dear. I will.
We don't really know what we're doing with them yet. Or at least
I will
don't.
actually-
I might make more zombies. Who knows?
Dev will actually gather up all of their weapons and take them over to the Blood Wake.
They're
Put them in the
mostly
weapon
shit.
locker.
They're shit. They're not worth keeping.
It's more that the others on that ship are unarmed and will not have the temptation.
okay.
Fair enough. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and maybe we can just give them to a blacksmith as scrap that they might be able to forge into something else. But yeah, I think for my part that's me done. I think unless anyone else has got anything to do, I think it's time to get underway. Maybe.
Well, I'm waiting for Captain to come back on to
Yes.
the big ship to have conversations. So I'm directing undead and leaving Fist to stew underneath the deck as a babysitter.
I said, no, I was talking to the duck.
Comedy routine is going swimmingly.
But that's
Yeah,
what
just-
it normally does.
A lot of confused faces, Des.
Don't worry, most people look the same way, even if they do speak the language.
So, what you guys doing? Please just get together and have a conversation.
I'm waiting for the
We're gonna
captain.
have a
If the
conversation.
captain comes over, we can have a conversation.
If someone wants to call me up so we can talk about this properly, I will come up.
There's absolutely nobody's keeping you down there. You do know.
I know that, but you don't know. They might they might all kind of hold hands in a circle and summon a demon for all we know.
If they summon a demon, can they teach me how to do it? 'Cause that sounds fantastic.
Yes, but only once.
Sounds like a fantastic idea.
Look, I am incredibly suspicious of
Children,
everything,
also fair.
Especially children.
especially children.
Captain, get your ass over here.
You see Lanny appear from the steps of the Bloodwake coming up from below with a barrel on his kind of in one arm, and he pours the water over the side. He's like, "Yeah, okay,
You want to come up here?
yeah." He
Oi,
will.
Fist, you two.
Fuck for that.
Oh, where
I
am
mean, yeah, come in.
Yeah, I'm still there. Cool.
Right. So, Captain, do you know what we found downstairs?
Yeah, Devvie did inform me of that. We found a few kids or something.
Yes, probably between like 20 or 30 kids in
Oh,
the bottom of the ship.
Goodness.
Yeah. So, in the very brief chat that we had, we've got two options. Leave them all here to die, which I'm not a fan
Not
of,
ideal. No.
or go to any port that's close, get them on dry land, and say, have fun, you're on your own. And wash our hands of the situation.
Yeah, there is that. I mean,
Or the third option of going to Squibs with this ship and
we
potentially doing something with it. But
we
don't
are a
know
bit
if it
far from
works.
there, are we not?
It is far. So I'm leaning to more towards option 2.
Yeah,
What
I
do
mean,
you
when I
all
spoke to
think?
Devvie just a moment ago. I think that getting somewhere close by to at least get the blood weight properly fixed, because although it's floating, it's going to last. It's not 100%, definitely. So that's our first port of call, as it were. And I think that, we make a decision. If we do take this boat as well, then we maybe see how it sails, if it's any good. If not, we just ditch it, we sell it, we do whatever from there. But if it is good, I mean, I don't not like the look of this ship. I think it's pretty gnarly, but a spruce up definitely if we are going to keep it.
I mean, we picked the blood weight because it's fast, and we definitely showed that anything that's bigger than us we can catch up to and take out. This is much more of a, you're gonna see us coming and you're gonna have time to prepare kind of ship.
Yeah.
And I love the look of this thing. I mean, the red and the skulls, I mean, it's really my aesthetic. But I wonder of the practicalities.
Yeah, I was just about to say the practicality isn't up to par.
I mean, we could always take bits from that other ship and attach it to ours. If you're after that particular aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not opposed to that.
I mean, we don't have a figurehead yet.
We've got that dragon skull on there. What are you on about?
Of course we do.
You have a dragon skull.
Out of character. Shit, I fucking forgot that. Don't know how.
I should probably add it. That would be cool.
Are you drinking, Nadz?
I just... That's none of your concern, sir.
Am I right?
I don't wish to impart that information.
That is classified.
Oh, love it. So, yes, we do have a figurehead. I do love the bones and the spikes and everything else, but the ship is big and unwieldy, and I feel more of a hindrance to us.
Yeah, I feel the same.
What do you guys think? I don't know much about ships. I'm the magic person, not the ship person.
I would say that we take what we want from it, and then see what we can get for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we dragging it and the human cargo with us?
I mean, I don't really fancy having said human cargo on our ship.
Yeah, it would be a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
Also with
Sure,
their
definitely.
previous crew wandering around as my trolls.
Yeah.
Might be a problem.
There's a lot of good reasons for keeping them on that ship.
Yeah. I mean, I would say that all we would really need to do is put my contingent on here to keep it locked down. But I also don't know how we're going to sail 2 ships to a port. Whether we
Well,
sail
you've got
this one and
6
tow ours.
willing bodies there. I think Torrin, do you not?
Well, they're willing, but they're not necessarily capable. They're strong and they can do the work, but they don't think for themselves. I can't crew a ship just with undead. I need human.
Well, no, of course.
Human and
But-
living intelligence to work the more intricate parts of a ship. But they'll pull ropes and do everything you need them to do with no question.
But I think no matter what, we need to get this ship back to a port, whichever one is the closest. We're going to have to do it somehow. So with the 6 zombies you've got there and a few of the Bloodweight crew, whoever's willing, I think Cogwood's pretty up for it, isn't he? Quite like seeing your minions.
Do you know what? Cogwood's enthusiasm recently is surprising and very much welcome.
Dressing.
And plus a few others, whoever's willing to work alongside them.
I mean, you have been
chilling
banging
with
on
that,
for a
maybe.
while now, Torrin, about having a crew full of undead. You know, this might be a good dry run for you.
Yeah, I mean, there's more bodies there. I can create more once I have a bit of a rest. But I still need the living intelligence to be able to run things, shall we say?
Yeah.
They'll do anything you ask them to, but they don't have the fine motor skills that a seasoned sailor has.
Well, this is a question actually I wanted to ask you, Torrin. Will they take orders from us, or do you have to order them to say take orders from these people?
I can tell them to take orders from you guys.
It might be an idea to get them to.
Let me look at the wording of it. I think my interpretation of it is that I can, but it'll be up to the DM. Animate dead. I can command them all with a bonus action. I can issue them general commands that they'll just follow. If no command is issued, they will defend themselves. And I have to reassert control over them. It doesn't say that I can't give them... Yeah, I can't tell them to listen to other people, but it doesn't specifically say that I can.
I think that's a little beyond.
If I have to control them and give them the orders, then that's fair.
I mean, you can give them a general command, but
Yeah.
I think that has to be relatively simple.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I don't think you can say your general command is to take the commands of this other person. That's that you are controlling them. They're under your command.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So my response to Devvie would be, I'm the one that needs to command them. They're not as intelligent as I'd like them to be.
Right, no worries.
The more practice I get, the more I may be able to do with them. But
Alright.
for right now, it's more of a they have to stick to being told what to do by me.
Right, so all commands pertaining to the undead to go through Torrin. Right, so we better tell all the crew that, because if they've got a specific request, it will need to go through you first.
Yeah.
Right.
So realistically then, Torrin, you need somebody to steer this ship.
Yep.
You would essentially be walking around the deck giving orders to these zombies.
Yeah.
And we need a few others as lookouts, as whatever, just in case. Maybe a few hands to help where needs be.
Yeah. I maybe need my contingent and then 6 of our crew as the basics to maybe keep this ship working.
That still leaves plenty on the bloodweight to run it efficiently, so that works.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is a number I've just plucked out of my head, and if Sean tells me a different number, then that would be the number I would pick.
Yeah, I think I originally said back in the day, crew for the Bloodwake was a minimum of 10.
A minimum
Yes.
of 10. Yeah.
And you are now comfortably running it with 20.
Yeah.
This much larger ship is going to have a different minimum.
What would
Yeah.
be the minimum for something of this size, then?
I think this is pushing... I mean, I think you can get away with it. If you had 10 on the Bloodwake and put 10 on the new ship, plus the zombies,
Okay.
I think you just about manage it.
We
As I said,
could limp through with both
you
of
could
the ships.
just about limp through. This isn't a sustainable way to sail.
Yeah.
Because
No.
you're just going to be
But
fucking
that's-
exhausted.
Yeah.
That's not the plan, so...
That's not the plan,
But
it's a short term.
technically possible. You do also have the option of all manning the large ship and pulling the Bloodwake behind you.
Ooh.
That would be an idea.
That
With
would...
someone just to steer it, maybe.
keep a couple of people on the Bloodwake to keep an eye out and to look after things.
Yeah, and make sure the
But
bilges
have the
are.
rest of our have the rest of the crew on the big ship running the big ship.
That sounds better.
And
Well, let's say then, if
I can raise more zombies to help even further.
Yeah. Let's say then, if we left Balik plus 3 others to keep an eye on the Bloodwake serviceability, let's say, and 1 to steer the ship, that would be 5.
Yeah, and move the rest, the other 15 of our crew over to the new ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To then run with us and the zombies. And there's more bodies, so I can make more zombies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be sustainable for me to hold this level of zombies for long, but to get to port, I could hold this amount of undead. I could hold a higher amount of undead.
Yeah.
Because the spell cost of me maintaining control over them will limit my capabilities in any combat. So this would be a short-term raise a lot of zombies to help out. Then before we get into port, chuck the zombies we don't need off the side.
Okay. Yeah. Let the grand circle of life take them.
Yeah, absolutely. The dead sailors can be dead once more at the bottom of the sea.
Yeah. Well, that sounds good.
What are you doing with any additional bodies? What are you doing with the body of the captain?
Body of the captain? Shit, Captain, what do you want to do with him? I don't need him.
Her.
Yeah, what do you want to do with her? I don't need them.
I mean, the captain was the guy that we fought on this ship as we came over. The way he had a pretty nifty axe he was attacking me with. Got a few hits in, but
The captain was the witch.
no, I don't think it was. She was like the magic user for the ship. She came over and attacked us, but I definitely don't think she was the captain.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh, the one at the wheel that we were.
Yeah,
Laniakea
him.
came in and murdered.
Yeah.
He jumped and turned into Shark Bear.
Well, that's the point. How many of you actually saw that?
I didn't.
I'm pretty sure I might have done. Yeah.
I think
My zombies would have seen it, but I didn't fucking pay any attention to you.
You turned into the shark bear while you were
Yes,
still on
while
the
we were
edge of the
coming in.
block.
I think I stood next to Des.
Potentially, anyone would have seen it.
Yeah, I wanted to mention about that. I think I found something new I could do,
Well, yeah, no
as you
shit.
may have seen. I don't know whether I mentioned to any of you before, but I mean, my mother, she was a druid, and she could turn into things, and I think I may have inherited a little bit of it.
A little bit. Bloody hell, Lanny. I think you inherited the whole fucking lot, mate. The size of you.
I don't know what else I could turn into. It kind of just came into my head, and I remember seeing a bear years ago, and I thought, well, that would be good in this situation, and well, it just happened. But yeah, I don't know.
Oh, it's pretty impressive, if you ask me.
Maybe
You
I'll
are
have to
definitely full of surprises, Captain.
have a little bit of play with it and see what else I can think of. I mean, realistically, anything that I've seen, I can surely turn into, maybe.
Yeah. I'm excited to
We'll
see
have
what
to-
you pull out of your ass next.
We'll have to try it.
I'm definitely intrigued. Could be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to give the orders, Captain, and start getting the crew over here once we're finished with the repairs and the water situation on the Bloodwake? and I'll spend a little more time with some crew, shall we say?
Yeah, I mean, let's gather everyone up. I mean, we're static at the moment, are we? We're not going anywhere. Let's gather everyone, and we'll let everyone know what's going on.
How much do we want to tell the crew about the fact that there's kids in the bottom of the boat?
I think they need to know. Because, you know, if anyone walks down there and gets startled...
Thinking about it, these kids haven't just appeared here. These kids have been kidnapped, I'd imagine, from here, there, and everywhere. Because I don't see any women. Is there any women down there? Or there were no women on the ship apart from the one that did all the magic. She can't have popped out that many kids, could she?
I don't know, mate. I've seen some
mathematically,
things.
no. And,
So
doesn't seem possible.
yeah, these kids have come from somewhere.
There is something not quite right about this situation, and I can't quite put my finger on it.
I mean, we were all plucked from different areas of the Shackles when we were brought together for the first time. Maybe it's a similar thing.
The fact that they're all boys down there, and they're all had their hair cut off, and as soon as they clocked you, Torrin, they immediately went, "Mother, mother."
Wow,
Mother?
that's
What?
weird.
Yeah, no, that's a weird one. I know.
Yeah, no, I don't. There's something about this is not. Hence me staying down there. By the way, wasn't doing it for my own fucking health. I just wanted to make sure they weren't gonna just, I don't know, commit ritual suicide or something.
I mean, if they did, it'd be no problem for us. But we're less
Just a
of
question: how much did Torrin look like the other magic user that was on this ship? Would there been any comparison?
Why don't you let me? I mean, Torrin is. I mean, they're not that dissimilar. I mean, Torrin is.
I'm 5'7",
female.
mid-20s.
Similar build. I mean, if anything, she was a little older, but she also would have had brown hair. Her clothing was obviously different. She had this like tattered blue, skimpy clothing, if anything. Basically, just rags covering her waist and her breast, and most of her skin was actually just free, dark tanned, and as I said, a lot of crude tattoos.
Okay. So Lani not having been down there when they kind of were talking about the captain, the man being the mother, as it were, Lani would say, well, I mean, you do look a bit like that other woman that attacked us with all those spells. Was she mother? Did they think you're her?
No, it was. They said captain, so I don't think mother means female. I think mother means leader, protector.
Yeah, this was just after we
They're
told
not-
them their captain was dead.
They're not all
Makes more
talking common. It's something else. So translation issues or something like that.
Something got lost in translation, yeah. Maybe.
I don't think mother means what we mean mother to be. I think it's protector or comforter or leader or authority figure of some kind.
That makes more sense, I suppose. Yeah.
We should probably get underway. We're sitting ducks out here.
Yeah.
Get the crew together. Let's have a chat.
Right. You if you guys want to get the crew, I'll deal with more undead and start bolstering our ranks a little more.
Right. Get to work then.
So you wish to gather the crew,
Yep.
and you wish to address the crew, Lani.
Yes.
And I'm creating 4 more zombies.
Fucking hell.
We're going to start getting outnumbered at this rate.
Yep. But
When-
I've stated
Or
this
in
is
turn.
purely for travel purposes, and I will be yeeting them off the side of the ship.
Yeet.
No, I draw the line at yeet. Sorry. I'm voting you off the island, I'm afraid.
So-
I'll double up some colours just because they
So,
are.
of course, Lani, under your command, the crew will assemble.
Mm-hmm.
There are some some more than others. Give some glances towards this ever-growing horde.
Well, depending how quickly they get on, they'd see some of the minute ritual.
Yeah.
So, as I said, some are uncertain. Some are less than uncertain. Hogwood is again just
Fucking
fascinated.
ecstatic.
He's fascinated by this whole thing, but they will assemble before you here.
Yeah. Gather in, crew, gather in. Pay no mind to Miss Blackheart's creations over here. She's just bolstering the crew. We've got a plan in place. So, what we're going to do now is we are going to take this ship. We're going to crew it with the majority of you. All of these undead sailors, as it were, and a small contingent left back on the Bloodwake. And we're going to tow it behind us. And we're going to get to port. We're going to get the Bloodwake fixed up. We're going to get it sorted out. And then there's some decisions to make about whether we spruce this ship up a bit, we keep this one, or we move back to the Bloodwake. But that is my decision and some of the officers' decision to make, which we will mull over on the way, and we will let you know in due time. And then he turns to the others. Anything else I'm missing?
You might want to mention the kids. Did you mention the kids?
Oh yeah. Whether you've heard a little bit of hubbub about the words going back and forth, but it appears this ship, what its nature is in its entirety, I don't quite know. But we did Miss Blackheart and Des found down in the one of the under layers of the ship. They found quite a number of varying ages of children, varying from late teens down to quite young. So we're not quite sure what this means, where they're from, who they are, but again, some decisions will be made on what will happen with them, and it's all works in progress so far. So nothing for you to worry about, but just so you're aware of what is going on, and that will be the next step. And again, he turns to the others. Anything else?
Only naming our destination, which I can't remember. Sure.
I know it.
Okay.
We will be setting sail shortly. Once we are sorted here, once we're good to go, once everybody's ready and in place, we're going to set sail for the Ushinau Isles, unless there is any advice from any of you aboard the crew. But that'll be our next destination to try and get the Bloodwake fixed up, and then we go from there. Anything from you, the crew?
As far as suggestions for a destinations go, there's nothing from the crew. There's, if anything, you pick up a little bit of murmuring and whispering about children in the hold?
Yeah, like I say, children, I do not know where they've come from, but it's something we need to sort out. And well, yeah, I don't know the full story myself, but Miss Blackheart and Des were down there, and I think they quelled any situation down there. But we will try to rectify this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, as it stands, they are stuck down there. There is only one way in and out. We'll be obviously chucking food down there for them and whatnot. So we're not animals here, are we? But we've got no idea what to do with them, so we are going to basically just drop them off at the nearest, the best place for them, which is obviously, as we've already discussed, where we're going. And obviously, if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to ask, but I don't know if we'll have the answers.
No questions. Other than just... Did you hear before when I shouted?
No?
It
What?
might not picked up.
No.
Someone did call out and ask, what we going to do with them?
Drop them off somewhere, dry land. Better than leaving them out here, as far as we're concerned.
Maybe find a safe place for them. A better life than this, surely.
Yeah. Unless anyone else has got any suggestions.
You can sell them!
Anything other than that? We don't deal with slavery here. We've made that very fucking clear.
How many is there?
About 20 or 30. I didn't count them properly.
Bloody hell.
Oh, and also, to make things even better, they don't speak very much common.
Don't suppose any of you know any languages other than Common? Might be able to help us out with translating.
I mean, a number of the pirates will speak a number of different languages. You'd have to,
Parade them down there.
One by one.
test them all out.
Yeah.
Would I be able to infer if any of them were not it? Like, would I be able to tell that it's not infernal or it's not draconic kind of thing?
Make an intelligence check.
Straight intelligence check?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay. Straight intelligence of 12.
I mean, it's certainly nothing that you've heard before. So I think any of the... I mean, even if you don't speak a language, you can... You have a decent idea of what most languages sound like, at least.
Yeah.
At least the common... I mean, you probably don't speak Elvish, I assume.
I speak Common and Undercommon, that's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I don't know, maybe Elvish, for example, or Rahadumi.
Yeah.
You can recognize the language if someone was speaking it, even if you don't understand them.
Yeah.
What they were speaking below is not like anything you've heard before. It's barely recognizable as a language.
So me being on the ship and saying, speak a couple of lines of it and I'll tell you if it sounds something similar. I can go through anyone that shouted out and go, well, that's fucking nothing useful.
You'd have to go through and ask them to all say something in the language that they could do. But yes, doing that would be enough to realize, none of these sound like what was going on down there.
Yeah.
I was going to ask whether I might be able to do performance and see if I could replicate what we heard to see if anyone recognizes it.
Huh.
Go on then, give me a performance check.
It's an interesting thought.
It is.
The monk is doing mimicry.
That's only a 10. It's kind of like...
Actually, someone says that you sound like a drowning owl.
Oddly specific, but I like it.
I think there's a story there.
There would be a chuckle and a rubbing of a temple. Just like, oh, for fuck's sake.
One says he saw a giraffe die once, and it sounded kind of like that.
What the fuck is a
Would it-
giraffe?
Where have you people been?
Would the language be akin to a giant language?
You speak giant?
Yes.
No.
So,
Oh.
I was like, oh, no way, no.
No, I just want to know if you spoke giant. So yeah, you're very familiar with giant. So in that case, that you would know. Okay, this isn't giant. There are some similarities.
Yeah.
Giant is quite
Basic. Yeah.
basic.
Led
Yeah.
right up the garden path, only to have the door slammed in your face when you get there.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't ask so I could say no if he spoke it. It was to know that, just to know how familiar he is with giant. So yeah,
Yes.
although there are some similarities, it's not giant.
Right. I reckon I've got a theory. Well, for want of a better term, I think maybe Mother was their mother, if you know what I mean. I've got a funny feeling that this is a little bit of communication and language that they kind of developed themselves.
You know what?
I'm
It's a
still
long-
not
it's a-
following.
It's a
But-
long journey, right? It's a long journey. We'll take some of the crew down there who speak different languages, and we'll just try them out. All right?
Yeah. Let's just get underway.
Let's get moving for sure. Yeah.
Right, who are we leaving on the blood wake? I got a couple of skeletons already still there.
Balak, certainly.
Balak, I think we keep over there.
Balak, you happy?
Not happy. Fuck the ship I ain't good, you know.
I mean, are you happy to stay on the blood wake while we tow you?
You couldn't get me off this ship if you tried with a lusty spoon.
Good to know. All right, who else?
I think we're leaving Croup because there's no point in him transferring over.
He's still asleep, isn't he?
Yeah. Plus,
Oh,
I don't.
probably.
I don't fancy our chances much if he cooks anything from the kitchen on this heap of shit.
Oh, God.
Yeah, let's keep him where he knows. That's probably a better idea. We'll keep Tally with us to do some navigating and make sure we've got the right heading. I don't know. We could leave. We'll leave Rosie down there maybe. Keep Sandara up here for the kids. What? One more? You reckon?
Keep the Fiskers over there, maybe. I don't know.
I want Albert on the same boat as us.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, you are us. Fiskers, over there. Rosie, over there. Yeah, you're already over there. Someone wake up, Crope.
So, Balak, Croup, Rosie, and the two of the three remaining Fisker
Yeah.
brothers.
Two remaining.
Those
Fiskers.
5 you're leaving on the blood wake.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think so.
I
And
still need
basic security, making sure that the holes stay patched, and yeah, just general don't fuck shit up
Okay.
kind of crew.
I have to ask again because it was not really answered. What are you doing with the bodies that haven't been turned to zombies, including the female?
I do not need them. So
The female we're going to keep hold of for now until at least we can peel her back of her skin, maybe.
Oh yes.
Because we want that tattoo.
Yeah, there's that.
Wasn't there like and I apologise for my terminology, a fisty guy that like you went up against, Lanny? Did we?
That's a good point. I did want to check him. I think I did say it when we ended that session that I wanted to check him over for what he had. That was 2 weeks ago.
I can't remember whether we said it or not. Again, like virtually anybody on the ship, they're basically wearing rags with nothing of any real value. The only thing that looks like it might be valuable were the spiked gloves that he was holding.
Yeah.
gloves?
Holding?
Gloves?
Like the gauntlet
He was
things he
wearing.
had.
Yeah.
Gloves.
Mm-hmm.
I am.
And it would have been the same for the female. The only thing of value was the sword that she had on her.
At some point, I would go through the ship and look for like any magic signatures, but it's not something I can do now. So I guess it's a all hands on deck cleanup crew. The bodies, I'm happy to throw them overboard because we don't need them. But I don't know about you guys.
All I want to do is look at those gloves that was mentioned.
Do you want the bodies for anything other than loot?
No.
Nope.
Cool.
They've got any
So that
loot
means
on them.
any extra.
Are we doing a burial for them in the custom, or are we just lobbing them over the side?
Fuck them, they intact us.
I think we should leave that decision up to Sandara.
That's a good point.
Because technically they're still pirates.
Yeah. They may be pricks, but they are still pirates.
Sandara
I suppose
would
we'll ask
agree.
Sandara.
saying, yes, they were our enemies, but they were still pirates, and even if it is just a brief word, I would like to bless them on their way, on their journey.
If you think it's right, then let's do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the bodies are piled on one end, so I'll allow her to, or I'll point her in the direction, and she can take her time with them.
Okay. She will require assistance from somebody, but she's basically happy with just whoever's helping her will just lift them up, kind of lay them briefly on the rail. She will say a few words, a few brief words, and the body gets tossed.
And then a big old splash.
Dev will help her with that.
Same.
So you're basically taking arms and ankles, wrists and ankles, propping them up. She'll say, blessed be with Besmar on the way in the travel in the afterthrow. And then you toss them in. That's literally all she...
Yeah.
All she feels is necessary.
After they've all been thrown over, I will throw a gold piece to the sea.
Mm-hmm. As does she. And sorry, what did you do with the female?
Keeping her somewhere.
Have we got someone that can copy it instead of skinning her? Is someone good with drawing?
Like, get a
Or do
wet
we have
piece,
to have a flayed?
or get a wet piece of parchment, lay it on her back, and then with an implement, I will trace.
Oh, fucking hell. Right, look. If you want to become infamous, I think having a map that is on the tanned skin of an enemy captain is pretty, worthy of a bit of infamy.
It's not a cow. It's not just gonna come away as a piece.
I can make that happen.
Yeah, it can.
Oh my!
Lanny pulls out his punching dagger.
Wait.
It might not be pretty, but I'll get it off.
Wait, let me give you an hand there. Let me give you an hand.
Okay, who's doing this? You can either, if Lanny's doing it with Devvie's assistance, that's a survival check with advantage.
That survival's pretty good.
Go for it then.
I will pat him on the shoulder and say, "Please don't fuck this up," and I will cast guidance.
So survival with advantage
Oh, pretty good.
is
And add a
22
D4 from
plus
guidance.
a D4. is another 3, so 25.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. You actually do a pretty decent job. You have skinned
See, what did I tell you?
in your time.
What did I tell you?
And without going into too much detail, you manage to basically cut out a window of skin and are able to kind of peel it back, leaving most of the actual flesh behind until you're left with this this roughly square piece of skin.
Right. Anyone on the crew now know how to do tannery and whatnot?
I'll do it!
That was a bit keen. That was a bit keen.
You turn and Cogwood's there with his hand in the air.
Right.
Like a school child who knows the answer to the question.
Yeah. Cogwood, mate. Come here, mate. Come here, please.
Yeah?
Right. That was a bit keen, mate.
Oh,
Are
I'm just trying to help.
Yeah, okay. Good. I appreciate it. I appreciate the enthusiasm. Do you actually know what you're doing?
Well, me and Mr. Devvie, we did those fish people skins not too long ago.
Oh, look, my brother is.
To be fair, he did well with it.
The first part was a little haphazard, but we've already done that bit. As for the actual drying and tanning, he's pretty good.
Right, well then, Mr. Cogwood, you are assigned this task. It's quite important. Don't fuck it up.
He looks
I'll
like he's just been given a birthday cake.
I'm going to reach out a hand to him and say, play it careful, play it safe. We need this, okay?
Yeah,
I'm
I
going
know.
to cast guidance on him as well.
I will do my bestest. And he very carefully, with much, like it's a prized possession, he very carefully takes it out of your hands. I'll have
We've
to
got
screenshot
some
that.
fucked up crew.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It's either a 20 or a 1.
Yeah.
What is it?
20!
Oh, it's a 20! Yes!
Nice.
Thank fuck for that.
Thank fuck for that.
He had guidance as well.
He had guidance
I
as
know.
well.
What's that, a D4?
D4.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Another 3. So, yeah.
Not bad.
At least
A
23, depending on what
23
it's about.
total with a natural 20.
So, yeah, he does a very good job. He even has this sensibility to actually, I don't know what the technical term is for it, but to actually fixate it at the edges.
Just tidy up the edges. It's glorious.
No, I mean like he fixes the edges. He attaches it to something sturdy, so that
Yeah.
while it
Okay,
dries,
yeah.
it remains flat.
It remains stretched and flat.
Yes. Yeah.
No shrinkage here.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's obviously going to take him like the day to do that, and it will take a few more days to completely dry. But from what you see, he does seem to be doing a very good job, taking much care and deliberation in his work.
Fair play to him.
I don't know.
I've just realised actually that I have detect magic as a ritual. So if I can do that in a 10-minute period at some point,
Yeah,
and
I
just
mean,
do my walk up and down to see
I
if
think
there is
at this
anything.
point, with the Bloodwake manned with the skeleton crew,
Yes.
it would be attached a short distance behind the big red ship.
Does it have a name anywhere on it, or
It doesn't have a visible nameplate or anything.
that's fair?
So yeah, it would be attached by rope. In fact, 2 ropes just to be safe. A short distance behind the big red ship, and you will be able to set sail. A number of your crew are experienced sailors, so they don't have much trouble accommodating to this new ship. Others who have not so much experience will require a little bit of assistance while they learn the ropes.
So much pun.
That was two puns in 2 minutes. I might have to go lay down.
You're very punny.
But yeah, you will set sail to your destination, which is basically to the north. Is it north or is it slightly
Northeast.
northeast? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're heading virtually at a northeast, heading back into the Shackles. And I think of course, we'll just stay on this map at the moment, even though the Bloodwake is now technically like back here.
Towing behind. Yeah.
So I'll actually just hide the Bloodwake.
Fair.
Oh, the skull's fallen off.
Oh no!
And the
fucking
skeletons.
skeletons.
Yeah.
In the water.
Oh yeah, where are your skeletons? Are they remaining on the
Skeletons are on the Bloodwake.
They remain on the Bloodwake. Okay.
Yes, they are armed and perceiving.
And all these dead bodies got.
Oh,
thrown
actually, fuck! No, I need them with me because I need to assert control over them.
Yes, you do.
So I can't leave them. So I'll have the two skeletons on the big red with
you
me.
You can do 12. Fucking hell.
Yeah. It is just a matter of spell slots.
Okay.
Because I'm a necromancer, I get the extra things that I can reassert control over. I can create 2 with a 3rd level spell, and I can reassert control over 4 of them with a 3rd level spell.
Okay.
When I upgrade that spell, I get more on each of those numbers. So I have enough to spend most of my power having control over them if we're not in combat situations, like in this travel. But if we're attacked while I've got this amount of undead, it's the trade-off that I then have less combat power, but I have more thralls. Speaking of more thralls, I have 4 sets of chainmail that I'm going to put onto 4 of the zombies. Just so you are aware, some of them have been buffed.
You're gonna have to keep a track.
I have
of
my bit of paper with everything on that I need.
I could have actually. You've somehow now only got 1 type of zombie, but I had 3 before.
It's fine.
Yeah, but I could have had the others be those in chainmail. We'll worry about it at a later date. Okay.
I've got a bit of paper with all my colours and everything else that's written down, so I know exactly who's got what, and their HPs and everything else.
Okay. So before we got interrupted, you were talking about casting Detect Magic?
Yes, I'll do a ritual cast of Detect Magic, which will take me 11 minutes. No, 10 minutes.
Okay.
And then I will do a walk up and down of the ship to see if anything pings.
The rapier and the rapier from the magical user and the spiked gauntlets both ping magically.
Ooh.
Then I will ritually cast Identify on each of them, which is 11 minutes per cast.
You can ritually cast Identify.
Yes.
Nice.
Instead of a minute casting, it's 11 minutes.
Which are you doing first?
I will do the rapier first, as that was owned by the bitch that fucking turned me into an icicle. Right. Ding.
Briny.
A slim +1 rapier with a guard in the shape of a writhing purple sea snake. Successful hits against a creature with the aquatic/water subtype causes additional 1d6 points of damage as salt crystals form around the wound.
Oh.
Very interesting.
Brine Sting.
Is that an attunement weapon?
I'm going to be honest, I still haven't quite got my head around what should be attuned and what shouldn't. I'm going to say my instinct says no, but please correct me if you feel that's wrong.
I would think as it does extra damage to something, I would say it is attunement.
See, I was going to go with the opposite of that. I would say that I would expect a weapon that gives you a bonus. Personally, would be an attunement one. Like for instance, with the spear that I've got, it comes back to me because I'm attuned to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I always thought that like, attunement was to avoid
Having too many items.
No, I don't think I think it was more against abuse of magical items that can be just passed around so that everybody has the effect of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas
Also
this
fair.
I think I said this not too long ago, like if you had like slippers of climbing,
Yeah.
one of you
could
could wear
just
it.
chuck them off the cliff and
Yeah,
have
you
someone
could
else
just-
climb up after you.
Yeah, exactly. And that for me is definitely an attunement item, whereas this there's no real benefit to
That's fair.
that, you know what I mean? And that's what I always thought about attunement items.
That goes with what I said as well. It's like, the slippers of climbing would allow a person to extra climbing ability, which is why it enhances the person in some way.
Yeah. Whereas this,
No, I
doesn't-
would agree with that. Actually,
it is purely the weapon itself which does something extra. So my instinct says this would not be an attunement item.
It's fair enough. I would then look at the gauntlets and ritually cast Identify.
I'm not salivating at all. Shut up.
This is the power of a wizard, being able to ritual cast shit. It's really strong. Spiked gauntlets. +1 spiked gauntlet. On a critical hit, these gauntlets deal an additional 2d6 piercing damage.
Yeah.
Mother
Nice.
of Christ.
So it's the same with both of these items. They do additional damage. That's additional damage that does not get multiplied by a critical hit.
That's not okay.
So that's the crit dies,
No,
and
sorry,
then
sorry,
that
sorry.
is added on top.
Sorry. Yeah, on these on the critical hit you get 2d6 additional damage, but the brine
On top of the
sting,
crit damage already.
the brine sting would multiply on a crit.
Yeah,
that
so
makes sense.
so Brine Sting, as it's a standard damage, would be increased on a crit hit, but because these are a crit weapon,
Yeah, exactly.
you calculate the normal critical damage,
yeah,
then
and
you add the 2d6 at the end of it.
exactly.
Yeah.
So you've got your brackets around your crit damage
Yes.
as a whole, plus your additional 2d6.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Desmond.
Well, I would identify these two items, and then individually, I would call Fist and Crimson over to present them with some interesting items. So let's go for Crimson first. Hey, Devvie,
Yeah.
got a present for you.
Oh, aye.
So, lovely magic lady.
Yeah.
You know, bit of a bitch. She's not needing this anymore. So, and I'll extend the hilt towards you. Found a nice little toy of hers that could have some fun with.
Oh, nice.
Creatures of the sea might not like this so much. It does a little bit more of a sting.
Ooh. Alright. Well, that sounds tasty. Thank you very much, Torrin.
Yeah, it's got a minor magical essence to it, so it's fun. Nice little toy for you.
Thank you very much.
If you want to throw your brother over, I begrudgingly have got one for him as well.
Ah. I'll go and get him. Thanks, Torrin. Much appreciated.
No worries. Oh, we need to have a word at some point.
All right.
Yeah, Magic Woman, you jumped off the ship.
Yeah, I was trying to do something, and then she did something that completely negated what I was trying to do. So
We'll talk later.
yeah, all right. I feel a scolding coming on.
Maybe a tad. Send your brother, please.
All right. I'll go find my brother and go. All right, Torrin, what's a word, mate?
All right, thank you. Right, yeah. I shall wander over.
Mr. Fist.
That's what my friends would call me if I had any.
Yeah, that's accurate. Got a present for you.
Oh?
Yeah, don't know whether you killed him or Lani killed him, but got these, and I'll produce the gauntlets.
Holy fucking shitballs.
These are really well made. Like, craftsmanship is like impeccable. Bit of a magical essence on them as well. Someone's done some work on these. So I thought you might like these.
This is beautiful.
It's more a specific fucking hurts more kind of magical deal. It's not anything special, but it's right up your alley.
I mean, hurting more, generally speaking, when punching someone is nothing but a bonus.
Absolutely. But I thought you may enjoy these.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't me. Have you asked? Have you spoken? Because obviously, Lani got the kill on this one. I think, but maybe you should, as much as I am loath to give these up, you might want to ask him first, because etiquette and all that.
I mean, it's fair. If he's got a moment, do you want to call him over?
Yeah.
Hey,
Right.
Captain.
Yeah, that bloke that you killed with the punchy punch, right? He's got these gauntlets, and they are fucking awesome. And if necessary, I will fight you for them. But do you want them first?
Oh, for fuck's sake!
No, far too small for me. You have them, Des.
Thank you very much. That saves a lot of time. Right? Yes, thank you. I am gonna, and I take them and I put them on, and I just. Oh, look at that!
All right,
look
do
at
you...
the stitching. And this is wonderful.
Just do your flexing over there. I can't be bothered with it.
I'm not
Just as a thing, in like D&D sort of magical lore, things change shape, don't they, to fit you?
No,
yeah.
I don't know where you heard that.
No, I'm just saying. Lani would not have a clue about that, and that's why he's gone. No, far too small for me. Here you go.
Yeah.
Magical items will indeed resize to the wearer.
I know that. Lani doesn't.
Absolute fake news. I don't know where you heard that. That is just wrong.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So Torrin will hand out these things, and then very quickly realise that there are some zombies standing around doing not a lot, and issue more commands.
DM, so as there are +1 spike gauntlets, is that +1 to hit and +1 to damage as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter much for you because at level 5 or 6 monks get magical fists anyway. But
I have that already. Yeah.
they are a magical weapon to overcome resistance.
Yeah. No, I'm more interested in the +1 to hit and also the extra damage on a crit.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Your +1s will have some fun. So you get to update all of your macros.
Okay. So you spend the day sailing. Lani, I assume you will be navigating as you're stood there at the wheel. Okay.
Good talk.
Lani?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So while navigating this ship, you do it handles much differently to the Blood Wake.
Mm-hmm.
It is I don't think heavy is the right word. It is sturdy. It has. It actually has quite wide sails, so the speed is okay, but you realise like this doesn't have the same. It won't have the same top
nimble.
speed. It certainly doesn't have the maneuverability of the Bloodwake at all. But you do get the sense it's just like a sturdy, bulky ship, and it cuts through the waves almost. Well, literally, like I said, whereas the Bloodwake is more, it's sliding up and down the waves. This thing just seems to cut right through it, and you do get the sense that this would, in rough weather, this thing would handle fine because it just would not be affected.
It's going to go through the waves like a broadsword rather than a scalpel.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's certainly sturdy, and I mean, of course, it's much bigger. You assume this thing could carry quite a lot without any issue. There's so much shit hanging on of it and attached to it. It's just like it's like a truck of a. It's like a pickup truck of the ship world. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to do anything else during the day?
Just making sure everyone's doing their jobs properly.
During the day, no.
I think also.
I might have a short rest actually, if I can get an hour.
You'd all be able to squeeze in a short rest, yeah.
Also,
as I said, as you're sailing this one ship, of course it's going to take up most of you, but you have the help of your zombies. There's going to be time for each person to have a break during the day, yeah.
That is
also
appreciated.
make sure
spell slots back.
I'm going to watch the hatches and make sure no one's going to antagonise our newfound charges.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you could also just give the order that no one's allowed to go down there, but
Yeah. I think we probably. I will expressly give that order then. But I'll make sure that no one is tempted to go and bully them while no one's looking or anything like that, or get too curious about looking in the hold.
okay.
The way we do our short rest dice is your level and your con modifier, isn't it?
Correct.
Yes.
Anybody else?
I'm also doing a short rest, but that's a given.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only other thing is just perceiving. If my brother's not up in the crow's nest, that's where I'll be. If he is in the crow's nest, then I might go and hang out with him anyway.
Yes, I will be up in the crow's nest. I may not be paying a great deal of attention to the horizon.
Then I will.
As I have wonderful.
How about them
choice
apples? The 13 perception.
My skeletons, their entire job is to be watching. My zombies are pulling ropes, so would I be able to roll for skeleton perception to bolster Devvie?
Sure.
It's just a straight wisdom check for them because they have no bonus.
Oh wow!
That's a 1 for the first one, and an 8 for the second.
It's almost they haven't got any. They haven't got any eyes.
They are not wise.
Okay. Yeah, and as Crimson, as far as you go, you don't see any other ships. It's basically ocean for as far as you can see. Towards the end of the day, though, you will start to see distantly and faint on the horizon the hint of land and perhaps a few, the odd island here and there. If nobody has anything else to do, though, then I guess we will reach the end of the day, and the night arrives without issue. As I said, you do not run into any other ships or any other problems during your voyage. And
wondrous.
When evening comes is when I would attempt to have a conversation with Devvie.
Okay.
At some point.
Go ahead.
If Devvie is free, while eating or shortly after or whatever.
Yeah, of course.
Uh,
I mean, I assuming you are anchoring up for the evening.
I would
Standard
think so.
procedure.
Yeah. Especially if we're all working on this one ship with not necessarily enough to go round the clock because it's a bigger ship. Crimson, can I have a
Aye.
word?
Oh yeah, I suppose it's that time, isn't it? Right
Oh, it is.
then. Right, let's have at it then.
Alright. You know exactly what I'm going to say, don't you?
Yeah,
I'm pulling him a little bit away from the rest of the crew so they're not hearing this.
I'll be honest, we could probably expedite this by me just saying, I know what I've done wrong and I won't do it again.
Now you see. I want to know exactly what you think you did wrong, just so I can make sure you really understand.
Chucking myself overboard was probably not the wisest idea in the world. I had a
That is
plan.
the biggest understatement of the century, but continue.
I had a plan, it just didn't pay off. I know it was a risky plan, but I thought, nullifying that witch was probably going to give us the upper hand in the battle. So that's what I tried to. My plan was to sink both daggers in her chest and then use my affinity with the water to drown her. Just didn't work out that way because she fucking blinded me, the bitch.
You know that's a spell that I've used before, right?
Yeah.
So, I've never fought another spellcaster. Another spellcaster. That is not something I really know how to do just yet. I'm going to have to figure that out.
Yeah.
So at the moment, I'm assuming that anything I can do, they can do and more. That poses the problem of it was dark and you jumped overboard, and I couldn't help you. And shit went wrong.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't go as wrong as it could have done, which I'm bloody glad about, but I won't be doing that again. In
Me
hindsight,
and your brother almost died.
Yeah, in hindsight, I jumped over, the red mist had come down in front of my eyes, and I just wanted to drown a bitch. But to be honest, I could have just stood there on the prow and shot her with arrows.
That would have been a better idea.
It would have been,
That would have been safer and probably more effective.
Yeah, retrospect is always 2020.
Alright. Because that's the second time you've jumped off our ship.
Yeah.
And almost got yourself and maybe someone else killed.
The someone else bit is more concerning, certainly. I mean, I've got this ring.
Yeah, but if you die, I have to deal with your brother.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to put anyone through that.
Yeah.
I won't do it again.
I don't want to use the friend word because I hate it, but I'd rather my friends didn't die.
I'm just going to sit here and revel in that for a minute.
You can revel somewhere else. Off you go.
Cheers, Torrin. Love you too.
Oh, that's weird. I'm looking out for you, but nah, that word's not allowed.
I know just how to push your buttons, and don't you
Go
forget
on,
it.
fuck off before I lightning bolt you.
Let's just walk off.
Take
chuckling.
a long drink of wine.
Okay, does anyone want to do anything before you retire to your beds?
I'm gonna get an early night, so I can be up early to make sure I've reasserted control over everybody that I need to.
Okay.
And I'm going to do the maths now.
The only other thing I'm going to do is, for the rest of the time that we're awake, I'm probably just going to be hanging out with Sandara and drinking.
Okay. So don't forget, you were basically raided just before the dawn. So you've been on the go all day, and all a bit tired. So probably nothing too crazy this evening.
Oh no, it's probably going to be very subdued, I imagine.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll just say at some point you all retire to your beds and try to go to sleep.
I would presume that we're going to have someone set up to be watching and everything else.
I think I will take first watch.
Because we do have the rest of the crew, so it doesn't always have to be us, but it is...
I suppose there is that.
It is something that should be said. There is someone taking a watch.
Yeah.
If one of you wants to take it, but we do have a full crew.
Yeah, good point.
Okay.
But it ain't me, because fuck that. I've gone to bed and my skeletons are attempting to perceive without eyes, which is weird, but it's D&D, let's go with it.
Torrin,
Hello.
could I have a wisdom saving throw, please?
Oh, son of a fuck! Why? Fucking bollocksy. Fuck. Wisdom saving throw of 9.
No.
Oh, that's a problem, I'm sure.
So,
A
Torrin,
9, dear DM.
you lie in bed, staring at the ceiling, at the cracks and the grain in the wood that make up the cabin. And you lay there. And you lay there.
Get up and have another drink.
I assume you take a glass of wine,
Yep. Glass
return
of
to
wine.
your bed,
Back to bed. Oh.
you lay there, and you realise, for some reason, you just cannot get to sleep.
I'm gonna take my glass of wine and I'm gonna stand on deck and look over my zombies and see any wear and tear from battle and anything else, and I'll spend a bit of time outside just taking in the sea air and look out over the waves, see my skeletons patrolling. I probably spend 30 minutes to 45 just sort of outside. I'll finish my glass of wine and I'll try go back to bed and see what happens.
You return to your bed,
Yes.
yet something is nagging and itching at the back of your head. And as things stand, you are unable to sleep tonight.
Ooh.
Bugger.
And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Oh. Nice.
An
Good session.
insomniac wizard is not a good wizard.
No, it really isn't.